Hello there, my name is Trishant Shetty and I will be presenting an outline presentation on a cause and effect essay that I recently wrote titled Language Endangerment is a Matter of Concern, Its Causes and Effects. Here is the layout of my essay where I begin with an introduction which consists of a hook, the general background, a transition, and a thesis statement. Then I have three body paragraphs which include the main ideas along with the major and minor supporting details. And finally, I move to the conclusion, which includes a summary of the points mentioned before and a suggestion on how the matter can be resolved or improved. Let's begin with the introduction here. The diversity in languages globally has reduced by 20% in the period between 1970 and 2005, according to an article by Miaz and others. The idea of knowing the same language globally isn't totally a bad one because it's improving communication and bringing people from different cultures closer. It increases the chances of working internationally and creates more opportunity and fields. But this leads to endangerment of the native's mother tongue. The several reasons that lead to endangerment of a language include the attitude towards one's own language, dominance of a language, and parents wanting their children to learn these dominant languages from preschool onwards. Moving on to the body of my essay, the attitude of the speaker determines the state of a language which is dependent on two variables, positive or negative. A positive attitude means the language is in a safer condition. A negative attitude points out that the language is in serious danger. The second paragraph states that the dominant languages are spoken by a majority is also a factor to be considered. This figure given here shows the languages with the most number of speakers. This points out that socially, politically, and economically dominant languages are what a person opts to learn first. Communication in terms of trade and commerce is made possible by speaking these languages, and so they seem like a requirement to prosper. My final body paragraph focuses on the preschool children and how they play a role in language endangerment. Parents want their kids to learn a dominant language, in preschool itself, but this actually hampers the acquisition of the native language, and which in turn leads to the language not being properly passed on to the future generations. So, to sum everything up that I have mentioned before, the causes of language endangerment include the speaker's attitude, abandoning of languages, and disruption in passing of language to the next generation. What now? Reforms need to be made in the mentality of people. As mentioned before, as endangered languages will also mean tremendous loss of culture with it. These are my references that I used to base my essay upon. Thank you, and please do not hesitate to ask any questions regarding my presentation.